That's a fluke. Come on. Up, lift. Yeah. Okay, we're on a boat. Now up front is my buddy Chris. Chris started fluking not too long ago, picked up the single jig very quickly, and he's been doing some serious damage from shore in the last couple of seasons. Could you grab the net for me? You don't have the net, just give me the net. Yeah, just leave it here. Chris, stand to the other side. No, stand to the other side, Chris.
Ooh, a little backwards net.
So that north wind is honking, and I'm just getting my bearings back on the skiff. I used to rent these skiffs all over the tri-state area, caught a ton of fish from these little boats, but it's been a good decade since I piloted one of these. The thing about a skiff is, obviously there's no trolling motor, so unlike my Hobie kayak with the Mirage drive, you're at the mercy of the wind and current on the drift. Not my preferred way to fish for anything, but with Fluke at least, there are ways to deal with that, especially in the shallow bay we're fishing today. Careful, careful. That guy's kind of a... And there's Chris with our first keeper of the day. Now both Chris and I are using the 1/4 ounce jig head paired to the 6-inch jerk shad, but if you pay attention you'll notice that we're jigging differently. He's sticking to that tight lining pendulum method where you're gliding the jig with your rod tip, and I'm popping the jig off slack line and letting it free fall. As you'll see, both methods are effective, and both, by the way, are covered in detail in my virtual single jigging course on cookingandfishing.com. But regardless of the method you use, the key is to cast updrift, meaning towards the direction the boat is moving, and to work the jig back to you and then for a few bounces past the boat for that all-important switch bite. Never eat it.
Yeah, there's no, like you're saying, that trigger response.
Yeah, there's nothing there to get them to eat, so they just keep following your jig like, whoa, boy. No, I'm okay. Just stand on that side, please. Oh, thank you.
Not there.
No, I'm gonna net him because alright, you can come back to the middle? Yep.
Nice fish. Keeper?
I don't know. Oh yeah.
21, baby. 22.
A lot bigger than I thought.
Nice fish. Very nice fish.
So there's a prime example of the switch bite we're talking about. You're working the jig back to the boat and the fish is following, but nothing is triggering that bite until the jig goes past the boat and all of a sudden it turns 180 and bounces into their face. Now, I've had days on the water on party boats, skiffs, kayaks, where 90% of my bites come on that switch. It's one reason to almost never do mile-long drifts unless you're catching fish consistently, especially in shallow water where it only takes a few seconds for your jig to reach bottom I'd much rather make short casts, bounce the jig back, and then pass the boat and repeat. Yeah?
Yep.
Net? Yeah, don't pull drag. Yeah, just open the bail. When you pull drag, you're putting twist in the line.
Oh, I see.
And there's Chris being a good sport in the face of my annoying and relentless OCD. So here, just to reinforce the point, the boat is drifting bow first, which is kind of annoying, but that's how the skiff wants to settle. It's wind against tide, which for the way I jig is a good thing. This way I'm casting up current as well as up drift, and your jig is swimming with the current and everything looks natural. Once your jig gets here, past you, just give it a few bounces and reset. There's no reason to let it drag too far behind the drift. Now I've said this in many other videos, but when you're jigging under 40, even 50 feet of water, and here we're fishing in less than 10 feet, there is no reason to insist on being vertical to the jig. Even here in 8 foot of water, if I wanted to drag the jig behind the drift, it would take more than 3 ounces to stay vertical. Completely ridiculous way to fish, and I almost guarantee you terrible results. It's right behind you. Yeah.
Got that?
Grab the net. You gotta net it, yeah. You go way too short on your lead. You see that? That's why you couldn't reach it. So I'm watching this now, and man, I'm not sure if Chris is coming back on a boat with me after this trip. It's not a very great depth change, but it's the deepest part, I think.
Oh, it's deeper.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Here we moved out a little bit deeper. In case you're wondering, since obviously we don't have a sonar unit on this skiff, I'm relying heavily on the Navionics app on the phone to keep track of our drifts that day. GPS mapping is more important than sonar when it comes to fluking. The ability to mark bites and replicate your drift is the single most important thing to grinding out a limit. We'll see if she measures. You guys have seen me use this unhook 'em tool a million times in the past. Everyone should have one and learn how to use it. Oftentimes that jig head is just inside the Fluke's jaws, and instead of ripping it out and creating further trauma, just a quick push with the unhook 'em tool and it's job done. No further harm to the fish and you're back in the water within seconds. Wind that you can actually jig properly. A little too close for comfort. Yeah. So here you'll see me miss a fish and throw right back, hoping for another shot. No.
Nice fish, man. Yep.
Yeah, could you just counterbalance? Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Good move. So I recently switched the bag out on that fish pond net to a deeper rubber bag, and it's giving us all sorts of issues that day in the current. Props to Chris for figuring out the physics there and getting to the down current side for that net job. Let me see. Yeah, he's not even 23. Just looks big.
Oh yeah, that's it. Just a little touch. I just move more to the middle because I don't want it to flip out.
Is it bleeding? I don't even know if it's bleeding. Okay, we're one fish away from our limit, and we've come across the bay to a pretty shallow hump that tops out at around 4 feet. Now once again, I'm employing the free-falling jig and not really popping it that high off the bottom. Pretty gentle pops, but always letting it drop on slack line while I'm following right behind the slack for bite detection. Oh, we're so shallow.
Grab one more. It's gonna be you.
What?
Let's grab one more.
Yeah. That's a fluke. Over here at this side.
Nice one.
Oh, it's too deep. It's too deep. Yep. Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Here we are.
Come on. Up, lift. Yeah. Hell yeah.
The rug.
Yeah, that net is no bueno. I've got a lot of nets to shop for, it seems like. In any case, that's her boat limit achieved. Not bad for our first time in that bay, on a rental skiff no less. Though I could have fished a lot more precisely on my kayak, the one thing you can't do on a kayak is fish with a buddy. And I think you'll all agree that Chris is excellent company. We each have 3 keepers, and we'll probably do this again, maybe somewhere else. As usual, all the gear is listed in the video description. Limited stock of both spinner blades are on the website, and of course the virtual lesson as well. So this ended up being a very rare meat trip, and I don't think I'll be keeping any more Fluke for the rest of the season. We'll see what happens with the catch and cooks. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the skiff trip, tight lines, and I'll catch you on the next one.